Welcome to Titan Upload, August 13th. What is on the agenda for today? Really quick, Phil Simms, Chris Simms, national media? What about the local media? How do we really feel about Marcus Mariota after this preseason game that he, passed 8?
Passes, right? 1, 2, yeah, 8. He was on the field for how long? 8 passes, really?
Anyways, we're going to dive into that. Is there more to the story than what you have been hearing about Mariota being your day one starting quarterback versus the Browns? Then we're going to dive into, well, what does this Titans-Browns matchup really look like? I have a nice little nugget, a nice little surprise that came out today by Jim Wyatt. I think you'll find it quite interesting. But before we get too excited as Titan fans, we know the story and we know how it ends, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then finally, do we have a right guard problem? Do you know who this Douglas guy is who's taking first team reps this couple practices, not today, but yesterday? Do you guys know who he is? He had a really good block against the Eagles that McNichols went like 30 yards. Him and Lawan both like dove at their guy. But do we know who this is? So we'll kind of go over that. Heard a lot about him on Jared and the GM. So Jared's all fired up. Floyd is actually the former GM for the Titans, is really fired up. So we'll kind of dive into that a little bit. And then I'll give you one more update with my special guest coming on. It's actually going to happen tomorrow. So hopefully by tomorrow night, that new video will drop. So wish me luck there. So let's get started. Tighten up, Titan Upload, coming right at you next. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Remember, the goal has always been 1,000 subscribers so I can just go live on my phone wherever I'm at. So I'm at a Titans game, I'm walking out of a Titans game, I'm walking into a Titans game. I mean, that's always been the goal. And yeah, I'm far from it, but I'm still very happy. And I want to thank all of you who have been supporting me and been subscribing, liking, and most of all, commenting. I mean, that's the thing I care most about still, is your comments and how we interact as Titan fans. So let's dive into this episode. So we know the preseason game against Philly ended, and there were a lot of speculation. Ryan Tannehill, which I thought he played well, but I'll get to that in a minute. So Ryan Tannehill had a really good 12 of 16, 132 touchdowns, right? Logan Woodside also played pretty well. I forget exactly, I think he had like 138, but he was just as good in two touchdowns as well and fumble. The moral of the story here is the Titans are completely sold on Marcus Mariota, at least in the beginning of the year. That is fact. There's no QB competition, even though I want one. And it's just like Mariota is going to play over here, Tannehill is going to be over here, and no matter what happens at the end of the day, Mariota is going to be 1, Tannehill is going to be 2. But there's some smoke brewing, and it's more outside of Nashville. So I'm going to play a clip right now with Phil Simms, and he was on the Schein show. So I got this from his Twitter account. Go ahead and listen to what Phil Simms says about Marcus Mariota. Fire it in there, and that's all the other options. Then I guess that's kind of, he's not growing, and, I can't really state any kind of argument to keep him. But he does have the playoff win. He's made us relevant again, 3, 9, and 7 seasons. His team hasn't been overall that great, especially the first couple years. I think we got a lot better last year. I think our team last year was better than the team before that actually won a playoff game under Malarkey. But it is what it is. And I think Phil Simms and a lot of these national guys just get caught up into a storyline. And there's a reason why Tannehill's not with the Dolphins anymore. And I think it goes way beyond just injuries. So we'll see how this plays out. But just for the local area, everybody seems, about 90-some% seem to be on board with Marcus Mariota, whether they agree or disagree, but he's going to be your starter throughout. The only way he won't is if there's an injury. So there's that. Okay? I think there's a little more smoke, though. And I'm just being honest, really quick. Think about this real quick. Why are we waiting on year 5? If you are sold on Marcus Mariota, you're J-Rob, for example, right? You're sold on Marcus Mariota. This is the best time to buy. He's the lowest he's going to be. He showed you he can win a playoff game. He shows you that he can go 9-7 over the last 3 years. So if you're investing in Marcus Mariota, you're saying, hey, we're going to buy him low. We can build the team around him. He hasn't been great at guard lately. I mean, the O-line's been okay, but guard last year really stunk. And the receiving core has been horrendous for the most part. This year, we're hoping it's better. So some really quick news, which is really, really exciting. Jim Wyatt posted earlier this afternoon that the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns on Week 1 will be the national game of the week on CBS. And what I mean by national game on CBS, since there's so many games in Week 1, that will be on primetime ESPN. I believe there's 2 on Monday night. There's 1 on Sunday night. The Bears and Packers open it up on Thursday night. That it kind of leaves some games at noon or 3 to possibly be more bigger games with CBS and Fox. So we know the Titans are playing at noon on a Sunday. And Cleveland, well, we will have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, the #1 crew from CBS, at Cleveland to watch the Titans and the Browns. Now, in the intro, I told you, don't get too excited, Titan fans, because here's the real story. They don't care about us. They don't care about Ryan Tannehill versus Marcus Mariota. They don't care about Derrick Henry. They don't care about how great Kevin Byard is. They may not even know who Kevin Byard is. Actually, I know they do, but Deion Sanders, whatever, long story. But here's the point. They care about the Cleveland Browns. It's all about the Browns. I forget who it was on Twitter, but someone posted something really cool that caught my eye today, and they said, hey, if we win, the Titans win against Cleveland, it's all going to be about Cleveland and how they lost. If we lose, it's going to be all about how great Cleveland is. So just like last year against the Eagles, the Patriots, the Cowboys, those 3 huge wins that we had, it wasn't about us. It was about, oh, what did the Cowboys do? Are they good enough? What's going on with the Patriots? Are they falling apart? What happened to the Eagles? Are they not going to make the playoffs this year after winning the Super Bowl? We know that's going to happen, so don't get too hyped up. Comment below if you're concerned now about the offensive line. What are we going to do at right guard? You know, when J-Rob cut Schein at the end of last year, we figured, well, there's a plan in place. Maybe a free agent. Well, that was the left guard. Maybe it was going to be a high draft pick. Well, we drafted Nate Davis at 3. I don't know what's going on with Nate Davis. Tomorrow I'm going to ask my guest, what's going on with Nate Davis? Like, he's been gone for a long time, and we don't know what's wrong with him. So we need a right guard. So Jameel Douglas has been getting first-team reps this week. He did stand out in the preseason game. I did mention this in the intro. You know, he had a very nice cut block, and I actually wrote him down on the list. I just never really mentioned him because so many other things were going on. But he had a really nice block. Now, I'm not sure if that guarantees him a spot. So if you go look at his background, he was a 4th-round pick from Miami. I think he came out of, where did he come out of? Now, Arizona State. There we go. So he comes out of Arizona State, plays for Miami. I don't know what he did. And then he just bounces around to practice squads. I think the Colts, the Patriots. He was on our practice squad last year. Do you realize how many injuries we had last year? We didn't bring him up at all. So, again, this has been stated. You know, Jared, I know from Jared and the GM mentioned this. You know, I don't have an answer. I know Floyd Reese was really upset about it after the season against the Colts. He felt like our line was going to have a little bit of an issue. I have faith in J-Rob. I think, honestly, maybe you pick up someone who gets cut later on and plug them in, and maybe they're a better option. I'm talking about a veteran who just financially gets cut. I don't know if we'll do that or not, but I hope we don't sacrifice the right guard all season, because if you think about it, we're playing the Browns, the Colts. I mean, their defensive lines aren't bad. So, Jaguar line ain't bad. So, I mean, Marcus, although we're we have this whole quarterback thing. Marcus might not even be able to make it out of week 1 if we don't have a right guard. So that's something to think about. Comment below if you trade a draft pick. Remember, we don't have a 4 next year. So are you willing to get rid of maybe a 6 to bring in a right guard? Let me know where you stand on that one. Before I leave you, this is how it's going to end. Big days tomorrow versus the Patriots. It's huge. We're going to know more about this team tomorrow than we'll know for the whole preseason. This practice is versus New England tomorrow, and on, Thursday, we're going to know a heck of a lot. Now, I know there are people upset about not having a kicker. I know there are some people upset about the quarterback situation. I'm upset about where's Derrick Henry at. It's great A.J. Brown came back finally. But at the end of the day, we're not going to fully understand unless we're there at practice. So I'm really excited for my guest tomorrow to ask him, since he'll be there, what's really going on behind the scenes. What does the Mariota Tannehill thing look like? Is the national media just kind of blowing it out of proportion, or is there maybe a little bit of truth to it? What's up with the injury front? So there was one of you that left a comment, so I've definitely already put it on the list and sent that over. So pretty excited about tomorrow. I will definitely try to edit something tomorrow night or possibly into Thursday and get that out to you. But I'm continuing to try here on Titan Upload. I'm trying to reach out to different people to bring on different guests possibly that I can. So just know that I'm really working hard at that. So again, at the end of the day, we have our channel. We have a place where we can go to talk sports, talk Titans. I'll be live this Saturday after the Patriots game, about 30 minutes after. We'll do it all again. Hopefully it'll work out a little better than last time. But I just want to thank you again. If you subscribe, if you've been commenting, liking anything, just watching in general, means the world to me. And hopefully this team will turn it around after a pretty good performance against Philly. I know they didn't play all their starters, but looking forward to this team against New England this Saturday for sure, because I know we'll be watching. But if you're at camp, I think it's open to the public tomorrow. Please comment. Please send me an email. Do something. And let me know what you see there, because we're definitely very interested here. So, sad news on Andrew Luck. I'm not really sure nobody really knows what's going on. They're saying high ankle sprain, maybe a bone chip, something going on with his foot. He might not even play week 1, so we may get him in his first start in week 2 when he comes down to Nashville. We want to beat that guy. So, in all seriousness, I hope he's okay. But we can't wait to beat him, and we will. We're going to beat him week 2. So tighten up. We will see you later on in the week, and have a good one here from Titan Upload.